Aboraboy. I'm Fakolade. I'm the Lua of Oturtuka, South Los Angeles. So I'm coming to you because I had mentioned on my Facebook page that what I was going to do is I wanted to cast Ifa regarding the challenges associated with economics and health-wise regarding this COVID-19 virus that seems to be spreading across the whole world, this pandemic. And what are things that we as Ifa followers can do to resolve this situation and also protect ourselves? So, in no way am I trying to take any Ashe or anything from any other Ile or any other group, but I personally felt it necessary for myself and my Awo colleagues to check and see what does Ifa have to say about this challenge? What does Ifa have to say about this pandemic and what's going on now? As I said before, I live in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles County has come under what is known now to be the Safer at Home. And this Safer at Home order basically orders everyone to things that were requests before in terms of staying at home, not being in large groups more than 10, not assembling in them, and if you have any sort of meeting that you need to have hand sanitizer in places located where you can wash your hands and things like that, and also for people to keep their distance from each other, social distancing. I wanted to check what Ifa has to say about this, because the things are really, really, really tightening up. They've shutting down borders, particularly people who are American from the U.S. won't be able to go to Nigeria. Nigeria is not allowing folks in. Many of the borders, U.S. is shutting down its borders. So in terms of that, we need to come up with some solutions that are helpful to us and that also aid in resolving this situation globally, and things that we need to do to come together. So this is my attempt, humbly, to inquire of people to come together so that we can support the resolution of this problem across ethnic lines, across lineages, across Ifa ideologies, and so on and so forth. What can we do to come together to solve this? So I will share with you the Odu that I particularly cast maybe about 10 minutes ago, and the wisdom of that Ifa and what we're going to do to resolve this situation. What Ifa has to say. So the Odu Ifa that I cast was an Odu called Idinaisu. Idinaisu. This Ifa is one of the really, really, really powerful Ashe-driven Ifas. And this Odu is, in actuality, it is Olodumare's Odu. This is Almighty God's Odu. And what this Ifa is saying is that nobody can have the same Odu as Olodumare. So anytime we recite it, we change it around. And anytime we put it on the Opon to incant, we change it to Erosun D. So let me talk to you about a bit of this information, just so that people who want to be involved, this is some of the wisdom that Ifa gave in my particular cast, and what people can think about doing to assist in resolving the situation and things that they can do for themselves. Ifa says, first of all, that this particular situation comes about as a result of people trying to play God. So, in essence, what does that mean? That the situation that we're dealing with, there are pieces, there's information, misinformation that's being fed, and we need to get to the root of it, because this comes about as a result of people doing things that basically exhibiting a level of arrogance that is on par with an individual thinking that they can occupy the space of Almighty God, of Olodumare. And then what happened is this situation has in essence backfired. And in its backfiring, everybody is in essence having this feeling of helplessness, having this feeling of, wow, well, what can I do now? What can we do now as a result that this has happened? So this also is Olodumare demonstrating itself as all-powerful, because in essence humanity has put itself in a position that only God and the enlistment of spiritual force can help us to resolve it. So one of the main taboos on this Odu is not to be arrogant, because exhibiting extreme arrogance, not listening to protocols, going against those things, that is something that will cause even more challenges. The next thing that Ifa says is that on this Odu, this Ifa came actually in the challenge of Iku. Many of you know what Iku is. Iku is the challenge of death. And the solution to this, Ifa gives one piece of advice for individuals to try to find a place to sleep that is different. So what I mean by that is, please do not sleep in the same place for 7 consecutive nights, because Ifa says that Eku is on the lookout for people. So if we can adhere to that particular piece of advice, then we will be in a position of Ire. So what that means is, if you sleep in your bedroom, then the next night you can sleep in your living room, and then go from your living room, then the next night you sleep in your bedroom. So it's saying don't sleep in one place for 7 consecutive nights. That's another piece of advice. And as I said before, this Odu comes about because people are attempting to be arrogant and play God. Ifa says that it will be resolved and we will have peace of mind. The other thing that this Odu Ifa says, Ifa on Idi Aisun, and I will recite this Ifa verse. Ifa says, Idi Irosun D is for a child. Idin Aisun is not for an inexperienced owl. Idin Aisun is a very delicate Odu. This cast Ifa for Olodumare Agotun, when Olodumare was weeping of his inability to have children. He was advised to offer a bow. He complied. The heavens are weeping. Human beings mistook it for rain. Heaven is weeping because of childlessness. What this Ifa is saying is that Olodumare cannot have children. Although we all are children of Olodumare, this Odu says that Olodumare does not beget children. So what this is saying is that the challenges associated with this situation can result in people being crippled in being able to reproduce. So we're offering a bow in order to be able to have children as a result of coming through this situation. Ifa also says that as a result of this, what people are going to be feeling is a feeling of what I would say insomnia or rough night sleep. People will be having challenges sleeping. Why? Because what is the nature of Olodumare? Olodumare never sleeps. Olodumare does not sleep or slumber. Olodumare is constantly awake. So this situation is saying that people will have a level of restlessness as a result of it. But if we can follow what Ifa says, we can follow these directives, what will occur is we will be in Ire and we'll be able to transform this situation. And Ifa assures that it will be resolved. I will say that the abo here is he goat, rat and fish for children, he goat for victory. We need to offer a puese to the Iyami with pakere, which is pomo and iru spice, and also feed ori with obi and orogbo, as well as feed egbe in order to have this peace of mind with obi and orogbo. And in terms of that, if we can follow these directives, we will be just fine. But Ifa also says that it's going to take time. So in that time period, things will eventually come back to a place of normality. But at this moment, this quarantine and all of these situations, we need to just be very aware of everything that the society is saying, everything that the government is saying, and try to follow suit with all of those things, because Ifa is saying that this is indeed a serious matter. So what we can do is offer ebo. And with the general shutdown, I'm trying to figure out if I can get ebo materials here, because I really would like to offer that ebo immediately. So my goal is to offer the ebo tomorrow. So if anyone has suggestions on getting any of those ebo materials here in LA, if any of you have any of those ebo materials and would like to contribute, please communicate with me. The total amount of the ebo cost would be somewhere in the neighborhood of $300. So it would be great if perhaps let's say 10 people could contribute $30. But we're open to whatever. And what I would like you to send it to ebo.otura.tuka, ebo.otura.tuka, at Gmail, I believe, .com. If it's not Gmail, what I will do is I will post the PayPal for the ebos, and what you can do when you send any ebo money, just let us know at Otura what it is for, because I think this is a real serious matter. It's an important matter, and I think that if we can get on top of it now, we as Ifa followers, we can resolve it. But the biggest thing, as I said before, is to try to follow Ifa's advice. And what is Ifa's advice? Please do not be arrogant. And aside from being arrogant, please sleep in a different room each night for 7 consecutive nights, because this next 7 days are going to be very, very, very critical. If we can do that, we can remove Iku from our head. What I will also do is when we offer the ebo, if we offer the ebo here, my plan is to do it via Facebook Live. And what we'll also do as we do this ebo is afterwards, I'm going to cast again and have other awos present and have us all. We'll cast again and check, will this be the thing that resolved it? And then if it needs to be, if some other things need to be done, we'll check right then and there to see, all right, what other things? Is there another ebo to be done? Because what we have to begin to understand here in the U.S. is that there are situations where we really, really, really need to stay on top of these things with Ifa. Sometimes an ebo, one ebo, because we've already offered ebo on this, will not resolve it completely. So what we want to do is get to a place where we're using Ifa and the wisdom of Ifa in a very meticulous and calculated, directed way, so we can focus the Ashe of Ifa in on our challenges, our problems, like a laser beam, so it will cut through it. And I believe that if we can follow these directives, this shutdown will go fine for us. It will go fine for our elders. It will go fine for all of our loved ones. And we'll also be able to rid the world of whatever challenge this really is. So those of you who are interested, please inbox me. And as I said before, I've given you the information. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Abora boy, abo shishe, aboto.